Hello everybody, Ben here. We're back in, well, not Jalopy or Fallout 4 or even Far Cry Blood Dragon. No, we're in Space Engineers. Oh, I absolutely adore this game, and it's actually really weird that we haven't actually talked about it yet on the channel. Despite the fact that I have put in nearly 300 hours of gameplay, I haven't had much to show for it. Until now. Not this, don't worry. It's this. Haha, big reveal. Yeah, I hit it there because I wanted a reveal. This is my Hawk Corvette. It's my ship. It's my baby. I've been working on this thing for ages. She is my sort of an escort long-range craft that I've been working on for some time. Originally, she used to be very, very mod-heavy, with the shield mod, the Star Wars energy weapons mod, transporter mod, various little details, but I found that, well, with the move to the new blocks, the beta version, and general stuff, it caused the whole ship just to become a bit laggy and a bit broken. So, very recently, I just tore the whole thing out. Like I took a lot of parts out of this and just rebuilt it from the ground up. And this is it. This is her. This is my ship. I've spent so long refining and tweaking, and it's still not done. I call this the Mark 1 because it's probably going to get a complete and utter rebuild at some point. But yeah, this is my ship. This is what I've been spending a lot of time building, and I'm so happy with how it came out. Like, there's just so much stuff here that I wanted a survival-ready ship. I wanted to be able to, if I wanted to start up a game of Space Engineers, I wanted something that I could climb into and say, yeah, this is the ship I want to tour the galaxy in. It's not perfect. There are a lot of issues with it. Primarily, it runs on hydrogen, which, in hindsight, wasn't a very good idea because this is not as efficiently plumbed up as it should be. Like I have a Jeffries tube section that you can access from the inside, which gives you better access to all the plumbing that wires up all the hydrogen. But we'll take a look at that actually. Shall we just fly on in here? Whee! For those eagle-eyed viewers among us, you probably realise that I've cheated a little bit. The ship design isn't my design. As my first big build for Space Engineers, something's bugged out here and I can't get these to pressurise properly. I need to fix that. In fact, I don't think the ship's pressurised right now, this is why. Eagle-eyed viewers among us will notice that the exterior of the ship does resemble the Osprey, hence the name the Hawk. It's a bit of a tribute and a bit of a... I wanted something to sort of start me off easy, and I actually grew to really like the design, sort of the long body with the two nacelles. Your classic dick ship, as they call it. Almost flubbed that line, because you've got your very Pernest-shaped ship going on there. But, yeah, this ship looks absolutely amazing in the new blocks. I wish I'd got a recording of it in the classics, just for comparison. But shall we take a trip through? This is the reception bay. This is your docking area. Lots of power. I really like redundancy in my ship design, so there are a lot of spare batteries going on in here. This is the cargo bay. It uses just small cargo, as it's not a very big ship for it's not a designated cargo ship, so it will transport weapons, supplies, oxygen tanks, small parts. And it has space for a cargo ship, like a small one-man ship that could dock here and travel with it, maybe as a support craft, as a fighter craft, if you really wanted like an escort craft. You could possibly, if you were feeling very brave, get two in here. Maybe two if you were feeling very brave and weren't too worried about floor damage. But we have a redundant bridge control system here. I like redundancy. I think there were a couple consoles here which I might have removed and then never replaced, because this thing was decked out with Colt Command consoles, because I absolutely love those designs, because they make a bridge feel like a bridge. I think this is all wired up as well, so if we go over here and we just I'll show you the top side control hatch. So I'm recording this in Fraps, by the way, so I don't know how this is coming out. This is the first video I'm recording in Fraps as well, so I might have to completely redo it. Okay. Because this isn't pressurized, I don't have to worry about losing the oxygen. But that's sort of the docking port for the ship. So you would drop in your very tiny fighters in here. You'd probably be running something like a Mosquito class ship. Excuse me, my headset's fallen off there. You'd probably be running like a Mosquito style, very light escort fighter or a mining ship. Again, it would probably be something that's very sort of basic. You'd have to offload it by hand, but that's the cargo bay. I probably am going to build similar class of vessels. The Hawk, I want to do something like an Albatross, which might be... It would be a huge ship, but I'm thinking it would probably be a very, very big support vessel of some kind. Whether that's a carrier or a battleship, I don't know. This is the refinery, because again, I want it to be ready for survival, so it does have an assembler and a oxygen generator. 2 oxygen generators I've put in there. Again, redundancy, but probably don't want to put the redundant one next to the one that could be damaged, but that's mostly for producing oxygen and hydrogen for long term. The assembler can be used for ammo and munitions, because of course, if you're travelling out for a while, you want to be able to keep up supplies for weaponry. This is the cryo bay, and medical bay, and a little programmable block for if I ever learn programming. In the original, this was much bigger. This was like 2 levels. It was great, but tore it all out and just put in some of these great cryopod models. I love these. I really do. Oops, wrong one. Button there. I love that. They still haven't fixed the window. I don't know. I've seen people apparently have that fixed. I don't know if that's a mod or not. But hey, I love the design to it. Orange. This orange and grey is going to be my colour scheme from now on. But yeah, this is the sort of, again, this would be, you wake up, you heal up, you get your health and your hydrogen, your oxygen, and this could be like a conference area, or again, if I could tear it all out and put mods in, it would probably be a bit bigger and a bit fancier. Display screens for briefings. I want to have text running along those. I'd like to have a wall size screen for maybe later versions of this ship. And down here we have the jump drives. I like having jump drives as separate sections, you know, with excuse me. I like to have jump drives sort of walled off by glass, because they're these weird space and time bending machines. I don't feel comfortable sitting right next to them. But yeah, this is just sort of a walled area that leads to the bridge. Again, double sealed because I like to be careful. Oh god, I haven't fixed that window yet. I knew there was something I needed to fix on this ship. The bridge. Again, this ship is very sparsely manned. As I need to put in more consoles. Again, stuff I need to fix. Like I said, this is the 2 point whatever. But there used to be consoles running along the side for weapons control, but now we just have 2 passenger seats. This is the bridge space. So we have in here where you sit at the back. You can see the outside of the ship. We have 4 jump drives, which is really efficient, but it takes forever and a day to fly. She's a little bit drifty, I will admit. I wasn't the best of persons to design the engines for this thing. Probably should have left that to a professional, but hey. Armaments wise, she's pretty well stocked. I didn't want to use rockets straight away because I feel like, well, too many rockets are a bit OP, but she's got very heavy front point defenses. If you can see up here, 2 Gatlings and a rocket and a rocket tube. I don't know, a torpedo launcher. Yeah, we'll call that. 2 Gatling turrets, 1 rocket turret, a torpedo cannon thing, and can we zoom in on those? Yes, we can. 2, are they the anti-personnel? I forget. No, they're the standard turrets, and we've got at the back an anti-personnel turret because, you know, that's a docking bay. That's a docking bay that leads right into the reactor core and bridge. You want to just keep that away, but keep people away from that. But it's a nice way to keep it safe. It's nice and indented as well. So, yes, I quite like this. I feel that maybe I should have put more armaments on it. But again, it's a light craft. It's not designed for getting into heavy combat. If I was to change it, I would probably put armor placements in on the nacelles. Give it a bit more protection. But do you want to see how it flies? Yeah, let's see how it flies. I'm flying this with the keyboard and mouse. That's probably not a really good idea. But she gets up to speed pretty fast. And she stays there. She'll fly pretty fast. And she will stop. She takes a while to stop. She has 3 hydrogen thrusters powering her, and not very much reverse thrust. But as long as you know that you need to stop in time, then yeah. Again, though, the Mark II will probably stick to just Ion, or I might throw in a few mods. I'm a big fan of mods now. Despite that a lot of my ships recently have been vanilla, I do like mods where they just save time. Like the Nanite factory mod. That's ridiculously handy in the sense that I don't want to spend forever and ever just welding. So it's nice. It's a bit OP, but it saves time. She's quite tough. I will say that. She's maneuverable. I like loading this thing up with gyroscopes. All of my ships have excessive amounts of gyroscopes just because whenever I get into a fight, they tend to be the things I lose to begin with. So I like to be able to still have maneuverability even when I'm getting my arse handed to me. So that's the bridge. And all the way back here... oh, I know why we haven't got air, because I haven't enabled oxygen tightness. We have what I like my reactor cluster. This is probably not a very good idea because you need to be able to reach the... Well, we've got this reactor, so failing, you know, if we lost all power, which is very difficult to do because this ship has a lot of batteries, we do have a cool sort of reactor cluster, so you can still access this by just popping in uranium in here and everything powers back on again. But the ship has an amazing amount of batteries inside. How many? Because I can't remember if I did actually save up the version that has the Jeffries tube. Let's see, batteries. Oh, it used to say... Did it ever say in the corner how many batteries we had? Let's check. Yeah, that's a lot of batteries. They're not numbered properly because that's a thing I'd like them to fix, actually, if they could just change, you know, when you put down batteries, or any item that's numbered. Please fix that. Yes. Let's see now. There's a Jeffries section. I say a Jeffries section, it's just sort of like a... here we are. There's a section through here, and is there a door through here? It's been a while since I've actually played around with this. I've been too busy with other stuff right now. Here we go. Alley up. This is the Jeffries 2 section. Unfortunately, I was an idiot when I designed it, and you do have to, if you want to get anywhere, dismantle stuff. But I'm working primarily on the logic that if you're down here, it's to repair damage anyway. So it's more to get access, and everything is mirrored. So even if you do have to dismantle a pump to get through, conveyor to get from one side to another, you are still going to. Well, it's mirrored so that if you dismantle one side, it's still going to be efficient. That made sense in the end, brain. Now, what else is there to talk about this ship? I'm not sure. Oh, there's a... Did you all see that? There's a weird light thing going on. God, what is it with me in games, eh? She is not... I repeat this now. Despite all the hydrogen I've got running on this thing, it will not fly in atmosphere. It really won't. I do have other ships that I'm working on. I've got another ship which will become part of this fleet, the Obsidian Fleet, as I'm calling it, with its bright, you know, orange and grey colour scheme. I'll need to think of a fleet name, sort of like a organisation name for this. Door, obey me. For this fleet, because it's a really good ship and it's atmospheric capable. Again, it's hydrogen mostly, but you know. Oh my god, it takes forever to turn sometimes with the mouse. There we go, that's better. I should have wired up my controller for this, because without it, it's really difficult to fly with keyboard. I don't know why so many YouTubers do that. They go, oh, I'll just play with a keyboard and mouse while flying Space Engineers. It's not fun. Okay, so what we're going to do now? Oh, you know what we're going to do. Change the owner to me. this should make everything hostile. I think it should make everything hostile. Let's find out. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know if it's going to fire back. This was the thing I wanted to test out. See how well this thing fights. Okay, admittedly it's a stationary target, but we're doing sort of run and gunning. It's not designed for heavy combat, it's more designed to sort of swiftly move in and out of heavy fire situations. Now, are those missiles arcing slightly? I think they've updated missiles so they do have a slight homing effect. Can anyone confirm or deny that? Keen, can you let me know? Also, there we go. So I don't know how well that's... We seem to be not doing too bad, though. I think we took out their weapons. Let's go pick on the red ship. Whoa. So this isn't the first thing that I've made has been featured on YouTube. The last thing that I made that was on YouTube was in Scott's Dragons revival of the tool build, which I hilariously embarrassed myself by making a really terrible modular ship, which didn't work properly when they tried it out, which I feel really embarrassed about. Oh, that's on the workshop. I should probably put a link to that. It's been fixed, so it doesn't have the issues that it originally had. But good grief, if we just... Oh, we took a brunt to the face there. I was too busy talking, and look, we got punched. Oh, we've been given a bloody nose. I think, yep, something fell off my ship. Was that a buffer panel? Was that the primary buffer? Was that a thingy? Was that a poor reference to Serenity? More Daka, come on. Yeah, you can tell I'm artificially lengthening out this video. Come on, let's just haul out. Haul arse. So yeah, it's not taking that much damage. I'll do an interior survey, but I'll admit, because they were moving, because we were moving and they weren't, we probably had a bit of an advantage. But it's not that badly damaged. Ooh, we have taken some damage to the solar panels, so our backup power generators have been damaged. Let's take a look at the stuff inside, because sometimes you do get splash damage which will affect stuff inside the ship, not necessarily the outside. Let's have a look. Oh, this seems to be alright. Seems to be all in tippity-top condition. This is the place that I always feel that goes first whenever I get hit by weapons fire. Yeah, this seems all good. Oh, sparks! I got sparks. Where are we getting sparks from? I think that's coming from outside, actually. Yeah, we got something there that's damaged. What's been damaged? I think it's the solar array. Solar array that's topside. There's a very weird visual glitch there where I can see that light through the walls. Yeah. Let's have a look at the damage. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it like I said, it's not meant to be in combat. It's meant to be able to hold its own in a fight and then haul ass once it gets too bad. But I think the armor's double thick here, actually. I can never remember. Yeah, the armor's double thick here. Generally to protect itself from sort of glancing blows. So it holds its own quite well. It can take a couple of shots to the face before needing to go into dry dock for repairs. It also crashes very, very well. I've thrown this into a planet a few times to test out its integrity. Typically, it will lose the underside thrusters and probably a bit of the floor because of the sort of the blast damage that comes from the thrusters. But because of all the redundant systems on board, like power supplies and whatnot, it does tend to actually still be able to keep itself powered for a short while afterwards. Oh, I also missed this on the thing. We have an oxygen farm, probably stupidly placed, but I couldn't think of anywhere else less dumb to put it, because I felt that putting it on the top would interfere with the solar array, and I couldn't put it in there because it wouldn't let me seal it up. without adding a huge sort of bulge here, and that would interfere with the observation sort of area. It's not really a bridge, but it's more like a, oh, so you can look up and observe the planets or thing that you're flying towards. It's more just a cool, stylish feature. But yeah, I really should think about putting that in a better place, possibly on the nacelles next time, so we can maybe have oxygen generators linked directly to them, so they can sort of supply not a constant supply of hydrogen that could keep it going, but more like if you parked for a while and turned them off, it would give them a little bit of a refuel, so that it would keep them that little bit healthier. Let's see, am I missing anything else on this ship? No, keep an eye out for it. I'm gonna tweak a couple of bits to it, and then it will probably go up on the workshop. I don't know why I ever had these on here, the landing gear. I think I put them on originally because they looked really cool in my head. LG 306. Did I say 306? No, 302. God, how do numbers work? I think at one point I did have the idea that this could be like a hauler, like you could connect to stuff and push. I think that was like a docking clamp idea. I never got around to finishing that concept because I think I moved on to a different kind of docking clamp that's much better. Oh, we also have the forward missile port here, don't we? And this hilariously exposed conveyor system. I originally had the proton torpedo mod from Star Wars in there, and damn son, that could do a lot of damage. I think later versions I might put in more mods. If I'm definitely going to put in a mod, it will probably be the phaser mod from Star Trek, because that can do a fair bit of whack to an incoming ship. So let's see what the real damage is. So that's not too bad. It's working. I don't know if it's massively damaged. Let's just grab a welder. Let's see what your damage is. Proficient welder, do your stuff. Nope. Light arm. Come on. Oh, it's not that badly damaged actually. Oh, I need solar cells, which means I need silver, I think. Oh god, no, actually, no, that's actually pretty badly damaged. But it didn't hit the rocket pod, which I'm actually happier with, because we still have these solar panels over here. Again, solar panels are not meant to be a constant supply of power, but they're meant to be a redundancy. If I'm sticking this up in high orbit where it's not affected by the planet's gravity, but it's actually just hanging around in space and I just want to park it up, then yeah, I will leave it there and I will sort of park it so when the sun orbits around, you get enough time on solar panels and the oxygen farm underneath. So I'd kind of have it sitting like a monolith in orbit, you know, like aligned to the planet, almost like that, so the sun just passes around it in a circle. But I'm trying to think, what else? This is my ship. This is my baby. I'm trying to think if I've got any other ships that I can show off while we're here. But that's it. That's her. That is the Hawk frigate. It needs work. It definitely needs work now. But yeah, it'll be on the workshop eventually, and hopefully I will have more to add to this fleet, because she is still a very rough idea of what I want. I like this nacelle idea, I like this body idea. I probably will do some escort ships, some like small shuttlecraft. It's like, not like a one-person cockpit and engines shuttlecraft, but a nice sort of, almost like a runabout style craft. It's not got all the amenities, but it will definitely be able to sort of travel alongside and maybe even dock with these ships. I might actually start developing a docking system. Yeah. I do have a new system in place, not a system per se, but a thing where I'm going to having a 4-mod thing, where for certain fleets or ships, they will feature only 4 mods, and typically those are mod packs right now. There'll be like the Azimuth mod pack, the weapons mod, the Star Wars weapons mod pack, and a couple of other things. So far, the 2 mods that I really want to use more are the Shields mod and the Transporter mod. Mostly for an RP situation, the Transporter mod is amazing. I do like the idea of actually being able to beam down to a planet, which is why this ship wasn't actually planet ready. Originally up in the crew section, where in here, there was actually a 1-man transporter unit, sort of the single one. I can't remember who made the mod, I'm so sorry, but your mod is awesome. meaning that you could send an away team one by one down to the planet. I didn't want it too OP that you could send an entire team down there, and I only ever sort of run around on servers myself, so yeah. But I will be making I might make a high altitude version of this. I might make a Hawk Mark II or a Hawk high altitude. I like variants of ships. I do like sort of, you've got your standard ship and then you've got alternate versions of them, like TIE fighters in Star Wars. You know, if you've ever looked at the expanded universe and the Legends stuff, there are so many variants of the TIE fighter. It's actually a really big inspiration for how I design my ships, is that I take a base model design and I tend to screw around with the base model. Like I'll start chopping off bits or adding in extra bits. Like I started developing a version which got shelved eventually, which was a sort of like a hyper engine Osprey, which instead of having just the 2 nacelles at the back and the 2 at the front, instead all the nacelles with there were 4 built at the back. So it was a bit like the Stargazer from TNG. It had 4 huge nacelles. I think the bridge was a bit more buried. I think I'd gotten rid of this glass section here, and the whole thing just got sloped in, and the nacelles would sit along this section here, and the pylons would come in a sort of an X shape. So it'd be a bit like an X-wing. And it would have, oh god, that was a weird light flare there. It was pretty much designed for speed. The idea being it was like a blockade runner. You'd be able to get up to speed really quickly, and it would have hydrogen tanks more effectively stored, and the bridge would be closer to the midsection rather than the rear. But yeah, that's something I might continue building. Because I already have a base model. I really like using the Osprey as my base model for a ship, and just sort of tearing it apart and seeing what I can do. That might come along later, and I might do another video on that. But that's for the future. That's for future Ben to take care of. If you have any ideas for ships, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll take a look at building them. I'd be very interested to see what people can suggest, because I want to try building more stuff in Space Engineers. I'm not the best at ship building. I'm the best at flying. I'm not the best at ship building, so I really want to push what I can do as a ship designer, ship builder for this game. But yeah, you guys, stay awesome, stay beautiful, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care for now.